Now, moving forward to our next speaker, Mr. Mridul Nagpal. Sir, may I please have your permission to begin? Thank you, sir. Sir is presently the DGM in Projects and Program Management at Eaton Corporation. He has an experience of 9 years in mergers and acquisitions and also in wealth management. He holds a PG degree in MBA, Finance and Marketing, and is an alumnus of IIEBM 2004-2006 and a bachelor's degree in Computer Science. He has worked earlier in Vantage Wealth Management Solutions Private Limited. His areas of interest are conducting CSR activities and workshops for management students. He is an associate with NGO Mahir, which works towards skill enhancements of the underprivileged students and with clean earth movement, where the importance of tree plantation, river cleaning, and waste management is underlined. Some rewards received by him are an Outstanding Achievement Award from Eaton Industry Sector for work hard and extra efforts put in for an external analyst presentation, which helped in great analysis and strong story development. I would kindly request you, sir, to address our guide and batch.
It's on. Thank you. Put it in the pocket. Better.
Here forward, backward, touch,
1 second.
forward, backward, and upward is for light.
Okay. Thank you. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Wow, that's amazing. First of all, congratulations to Jay sir for having this this bigger crowd this time. So I'm sure you guys did a lot of groundwork this time across India to get this beautiful people across. What I saw last time was different, and what I see this time is exponentially different. So congratulations for that. And I know IIBM is going to go to new heights very soon, and in fact they have, to be honest with you. IIBM is very important part of my life, because what I'm going to talk today is more going to be on the word called transformational growth, and that is what has happened to me when IIBM came into my life, or rather I got introduced to IIBM, and this is like way back like 10 years ago. So I am actually from the batch 2004-2006, and my name is Mridul Nagpal. I've been with Eaton for about 8 years now. My total work experience is about 10 years, and I come here on annual basis, and typically in the month of July and August. So it's like that rainfall that's predicted. So I know that I'm definitely going to be there in one of those 60 days of July and August. So am I here today in front of you. So honestly, I mean, while I was driving to this campus, I was honestly thinking that, what is it that I need to talk to you guys today? So I was really blank, to be honest with you. But then there's something that came to my mind that I can, which I've recently experienced, and what has changed over the past 365 days for me. So probably over the next 30 odd minutes, we can quickly spend some time to discuss that if you guys are really interested. Otherwise, if you guys think that you guys are already bored or something, we can discuss something else. I'm not really sure if cricket is on the season these days, but we can talk about Wimbledon, we can talk about anything else if you guys are really interested. You guys can ask questions from across anywhere. If I'll be able to answer, I'll be very happy. Okay, so any questions that you guys have so far on, how life has been so far at IIBM, any confusions, anything that's running on your mind which is bothering you? The reason I asked this question is because there were a lot of things that were bothering me when I came to this place. So Pune is a very different place. I could hear some people coughing at the back. See, you can still hear some cough, right? So the weather, is different from rest of the India, right? So just take care of yourself, guys. This is a beautiful place to be in. We are expanding. The city is expanding like crazy. We have lakhs of students coming in every year to this city. Thousands of professionals coming to this city for IT and other other industries. And I was certainly one of them when I came here 10 years back. But that time, Pune was very different. We were talking about flood situation in 2005, I remember. And today the situation is we're thinking of drought in Maharashtra. So that's really sad. So things have changed. You can say that, the people are coming in, industries are growing, IT is expanding like crazy. So people are flowing in like crazy in this city. So I am personally really worried about how Pune is going to be in 2025, to be honest with you. But if you ask me, Pune is a great place to be. You talk about entertainment, you talk about work, you talk about travel. Trust me, Maharashtra is the place to be, and Pune is one of them, of course. You drive down 100 kilometers in any direction, you start enjoying the hill stations and the oceans of Maharashtra. So honestly, I'm sorry guys, I'm not here to brand tourism for Maharashtra, but I'm just telling you what I have been doing all this 10 years since I've been in Pune. So I'm actually hailed from a town called Panipat, which is like 90 kilometers from Delhi, towards up north. My family still stays in Panipat. I'm married. I don't have kids, and still enjoying the the early ages of marriage. As I said, been with Eaton for about 8 years. Prior to that, I was working with a company called Vantage Wealth. I started my career with Vantage, and I soon got this opportunity to join Eaton. And ever since then, I have been working for this organization because I think Eaton is one of those organizations after IIBM who has made me probably from a boy to a man. And honestly, I mean, it gave me opportunities across all the platforms to improve and demonstrate my skills more effectively. So that is the reason I link IIBM and Eaton more often, because when I talk about transformation in myself. So today's session is just about that. So my theme today is transformation. And the presentation that I have in front of you today is not a lengthy presentation, probably a 6-7 slider, but to seek for an opportunity to express you guys that how the young managers at Eaton, what is their contribution? How are they changing the culture at Eaton for the betterment of the company to be a sustainable organization in the long term? Now, we guys are hired in India, so I'm going to be talking specifically about India. Eaton is generally, it's a global organization. Our headquarters are in Dublin, Ireland. We are, so here it is. Let me just strip down. So can you see it clearly? Is it clear? Okay. So we are at 22.6, to be precise, a $1 billion organization, present in about 175 countries, and we are about 100,000 employees across the globe. Eaton in India is about 4,500 employees. We have about 6 to 7 manufacturing facilities. I say 6 to 7, not an accurate number, because the 7th one is a workshop. So Eaton in India has, as I said, 6 to 7 manufacturing facilities, of which one of them is the hydraulics manufacturing plant, which is like 5-7 kilometers from this campus. And that's where I am located. That's where I am based. And I'll talk a little bit of hydraulics in a while, but just to talk about Eaton, what Eaton is. Eaton is a power management company. So when I say a power management company, what it means is that the products that we supply helps our customer manage their power more effectively. So the power pertaining to electrical, fluid, and mechanical. You can see across the pictures that our products are, so on the left hand side, so people sitting on my left, so I'm talking from the extreme left, so let me just face it like that. So on the extreme left, if you see, now these are the markets that we are catering to: cities and buildings, IT, energy, industrial machineries, other infrastructure, and transportation in particular. So talking about cities and buildings, so what products do we make for cities and buildings? We are practically making UPS systems, switches, relays, boards, and all, right, which are typically electrical components. So that's how we are helping our customers save energy there. talking about industrial and machineries, this is fantastic because it's very close to me. So for example, if we are building infrastructure, we're building cement plant, we're building steel plants, coal plants, right? So how does Eaton help them provide hydraulics components? So the components that we are making is going into a system that helps transfer goods for them to produce further energy. So for example, in a mining site in particular, let me just talk about that example because I live and breathe that particular segment more. So in a mining site in particular, now what you do is you dig to identify ore. It could be any ore, right? Manganese, lignite, right? So you get that ore, steel, you put it on a conveyor belt, but how do you dig that? So there's a machine which digs it that has Eaton components in it. So it's called a stacker cum reclaimer. Stacker is when you dig, you stack the mud or the ore, and reclaim is whatever you dig, you reclaim that land back. Otherwise, they're going to be empty land, which the government is not going to allow, right? So you've got to dig that land back. So those machineries have Eaton components in it. Components like pumps, motors, gear pumps, cylinders. These are hydraulic cylinders. These are not gas cylinders. We were exporting a cylinder and the custom guy asked, is this a gas cylinder? You guys are not supposed to export it. So it was very funny. So I'll be specific. It's a hydraulic, oil operated hydraulic cylinder. Probably we can see how it looks like. And certainly we make certain power systems which help to actuate these hydraulic cylinders. So not getting into the technicalities of it, but just wanted to give you a flavor of what components typically a hydraulic industry will have and how do we help these industries, industrial and machinery, manage their power more effectively. And the last one is the transportation. So we make products for trucks, buses, and of course aircrafts now, the new aging, right, way of transportation. So what do we make for automotive, right? Probably the vehicles that you drive, the cars that you drive has hoses made by Eaton. The cars that you drive today, super speed cars, right, Formula 1, has transmission embedded with Eaton's transmission. Transmission is nothing but that boosts the engine, gives extra power to the engine for it to run 300 miles per hour, 250 miles per hour, it's like that. For truck, we make clutches, brakes, and again transmission. Transmission is like the gearbox, you hit it and it runs the engine, right? So that's how it is. So these are the products that we make for transportation. For aerospace in particular, we make the entire hydraulic system that operates the flaps on the wings, right? Getting it right, the flaps for landing, takeoff. The electrical distribution is also something that we do, the cockpit panels, right? The entire power management of the aircraft is taken care by Eaton. So we have hydraulic system, we have electrical system also going on in the aircrafts. We also make hydraulic systems for your MiG, Falcon, Augusta Westland. These are fighter aircrafts. You guys see fighter aircrafts, right? So Eaton has hydraulic components and electrical components going on those fighter aircrafts. Now imagine in a war situation, if any of these systems doesn't perform, what will happen? Right? What will happen if in any of these critical situations, if the component doesn't work? What will happen? So there will be certain situations uncalled for, right? So the idea is to make these products so reliable, right? Let me just give you an example. In one of those aerospace manufacturing facilities in Eaton, only certain certified employees are supposed to enter that factory, right? There are certain products which doesn't need human touch at all. It's all fully automated. You make that component, you pack it, and you give it to the customer. The customer, without touching it, puts it on the aircraft. So there's no room for error, right? Am I talking probably a little layman so that you guys can connect? Okay, so you can stop me if you guys are not understanding what Eaton makes. The reason I'm talking about Eaton more is because, as I said, it made me, I think it's time for me to now make Eaton further, right? So I need to contribute to this organization more. So that's a bit about Eaton. So probably with that a little flavor that I've given you guys, if you guys allow me, I would like to show you a small video that will help you connect probably a little more. Because with videos, what happens is, what we see, we connect more, we remember more. So we have this video, which is more like an Indian-made video, You'll see some tractors on the road, some trucks on the road. And Eaton being a global organization, we took this effort to make this video more Indianized. So can we just play that video?
Every day, all over the world, more leading companies are turning to the same company for innovations, solutions and technologies that help produce more of what the world needs while consuming less of the world's energy and resources. We are Eaton. We help our customers manage power more safely, more reliably, more efficiently and more sustainably. For decades, Eaton in India has been committed to fueling the nation's infrastructure growth and economic development by providing electrical, hydraulic and mechanical power management solutions to key industries and segments. Eaton's electrical business in India has been providing a holistic approach to manage power, delivering efficient solutions that reduce energy use, improve power reliability and make the places where we live and work safer and more comfortable. A complete hydraulics systems solution provider, Eaton in India offers a range of power and motion control offerings and fluid conveyance products for mobile and stationary segments that help optimize cost and efficiency and increase productivity. With vehicle technologies and components that enhance power and fuel efficiency and make transportation safer and more reliable, Eaton is fast emerging as a partner of choice for leading passenger car and commercial vehicle manufacturers in India. Eaton's industry-leading filtration offerings have been enabling leading companies in India to improve product quality, increase manufacturing efficiency and help achieve safety and sustainability goals. Solutions from Eaton's aerospace business have been helping customers in both commercial and defense segments reduce costs and improve fuel efficiency and in-service reliability. As an important growth region in Asia Pacific, Eaton in India is empowered to take a lead in driving the company's manufacturing capabilities and professional services. With 7 state-of-the-art manufacturing sites and an extensive sales and distribution network, Eaton in India has a strong focus on localization, providing leading-edge technologies and high-quality products and solutions through superior customer relations. Eaton's commitment to innovation and engineering excellence has led to the establishment of its largest integrated engineering center in Pune that supports Eaton businesses globally. Eaton is continuously investing in talent development, fostering a truly diverse, inclusive and excellence-driven workforce in India. Eaton is ready to address your most vital power management challenges, making what's important to you work.
Okay, so guys, trust me. So with this 3-4 minutes video, you've actually seen my world. The employees that you see, I work with them on day-to-day basis. The facilities that you saw is something that I work in, and the markets that you saw is something that I work for, right? Hence I exist. So the selfish interest behind showing you this video and talking a little about Eaton was that probably someday, probably after end of your management studies, but it'll be really nice to see if you guys are really courageous, if you're really anxious to work for a brand like something like this. It could be any other brand. I think what's important is that you need to identify those set of players that you aspire to be with, that you aspire to spend your life with. So that is the message that I really wanted to give you. You guys can go to any website and understand what the company does at a very high level. You need not get into the nitty-gritties at this moment, because what's important for you at this moment is something else, right? But can you think of a brand, a group, a company that you want to work with in the future? Is something the thought that I want to really give you, so that we put the target, we set the target today, that where do I need to go, right? You may not get an opportunity immediately. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you may not get an opportunity immediately as you step out of this college and get associated with a business group like this. But one day you can certainly aspire to be there, right? So that is a message that I really wanted to give you while showing you this video. So consisting of leading global power management businesses, like, as I said, it's electrical sector and industrial sector. These are the two sectors that Eaton is currently catering to, and this is how they're publicly reported as well. Under electrical sector, we make electrical products and systems, as I talked about, right? You know, relays, switches, UPS systems for companies like Google. You know, you understand, they have data houses, so UPS systems for them. Under industrial sector, we have three businesses, which is hydraulics, aerospace, and vehicle group. I am representing hydraulics group here today, and we talked a bit about aerospace and vehicle group as well. So Eaton doesn't have an aerospace facility in India. We're still trying to venture in, looking for a partner to set up a joint venture or set up a new greenfield, probably sometime soon. For vehicle group, we have three manufacturing facilities. All three are in Maharashtra. One is in Nagar, one is in Nashik, the other one is in Ranjangaon, which is about, let's say, 50 kilometers on the other side of the city. So Ranjangaon facility is for the truck, where we make transmissions and clutches, and the other two facilities like Nagar and Nashik, we make valves. So the Mahindra XUV vehicle that you see on the road has engine valves made by Eaton. The Ford EcoSport vehicle that you have, Ford is one of my biggest customers, not my group's biggest customer, where we supply them engine valves for their export unit. So the EcoSport that's launched in Europe has Eaton engine valves in it. So I'm a proud Eaton, and I love my brand, I love my company, and I try to go an extra mile to contribute, to do something more than what I'm paid for. So that's Eaton for you guys. At Eaton, what are we responsible for? Basically, we're responsible for growth ultimately, right? Everybody needs growth, right? Self growth, organizations growth, teams growth, market share, stock price, correct? So we are here for growth, right? And certainly driven by productivity and efficiency. So let me just put a disclaimer, guys. The presentation that I have is a very short presentation, and this presentation was made very recently for one of the national competitions that we guys participated in, and we talked about how the transformation is happening within Eaton, driven by the young managers, which I thought perfectly aligns with today's theme. And we tell you how we guys do it so that you guys can correlate a little, ask questions wherever possible. All right. So as I said, we are responsible for growth, driven by productivity and efficiency. So our strategy revolves around 4 areas, which is acronymed as grow share, achieve industry-leading reliability, productivity improvements, and speed program execution, which is in short form called as GAPS, GAPS, is something that we address at. So day in and day out, we try to live this strategy to work around all these 4 areas, which helps us to be more proven and effective in whatever we do, right? And we do this certainly because how we work at Eaton is equally important, other than just achieving results. Results are important, but how we achieve results is equally important. So we believe doing business right is very important for us. Being ethical, being honest, having high level of integrity. How would you feel yourself in a situation while dealing with a government employee? They would ask certain commissions and all, right? They would want to bribe themselves. So we ensure that we are not getting into that side of the business. We have taken a situation where we have walked out of that business. We said we're not interested because this is not our area of living and breathing. So we said, okay, we'll not do this business because this is unethical. So we've walked out of that business. Irrespective, it's a multi-crore or multi-million-dollar business also. So we believe doing business right is equally important for us. All right. And yes, when we do that, sustainability, right? Corporate social responsibility is something that is the need of the hour. So we need to ensure our environment is neat and clean. So end to end, we need growth. We need to ensure that we are doing it correctly, but without affecting the environment. So that's the theme. That's the larger theme for all of us today. Fair? Any questions so far? Okay. Yeah, sure. The question came pretty quick.
Sir, sir, actually I came from a BTech background, and after completing my MBA, if I go for this kind of company, then which kind of post I will deserve there?
Okay, so you've done your, can you say your qualification again? What have you done?
I have done my engineering.
You've done your engineering. So they basically, so if let's say you complete your management also, you can join the engineering group. That's the R&D center that we have in Kharadi. You can get into eatonjobs.com and see if there is a position for you of your interest in engineering center, so that you can work on the live products. Probably I see that as a potential that you can look at within Eaton. But just to make it things clear, Eaton doesn't hire freshers. I'm just making a statement. You may not be a fresher. You may have some experience behind coming before this. I'm just saying for the normal audience also, Eaton won't hire freshers. Probably you'll have to detour and then probably think of companies like GE Eaton or something like that. Does that answer your question? Partially? Okay. So you can look at engineering center where you can get an opportunity to work on live projects or live products rather. Okay? Okay, so as I said, we strive to outgrow end markets. So what do? We create a vision, there's a strategy in place, there's a plan of action in place, right? And then we try to execute and try to sustain that model a little. So that is what we are living and breathing in this environment. So when I say vision, our vision is to be the most admired company in our markets, and certainly we want to stay ahead of the competition, right? So, and I'm using the word agile here. Agile business strategies, what does this mean is that you have to be somebody like a strategy marketing manager of iPhone. You know, it's just 3 years or 3.5 years, something like that, when we had this iPhone 3 and now we have iPhone 6 Plus. So in a span of 3 years, the product strategy or the product valuation has gone considerably up, and the features that you are now seeing in iPhone 6 Plus versus iPhone 3, there is a drastic change in that journey. So agile business strategy is nothing but changing your product frequently to ensure that the customers are still getting value added and they're willing to buy your product. So that's more important. So that's the reason I use the word agile here, right? The other strategy is a waterfall strategy. A waterfall strategy is nothing but you have a step approach. A step approach is nothing but it's like operating system. You've launched an operating system, next year you're doing certain changes, and then you're again launching it, you're doing certain changes, again you're launching it. So there's a step approach. The product is in the market already, but you're reviving the product and launching it again and again. So that's a waterfall product strategy that takes place. Fair? But what I'm here talking about is that you launch it for the moment and be it. Don't change it again and again, it kills the market perception. Fair? So you understand the difference? And then of course, last one is sustain. People move, but the work should sustain, right? So that's very important. So end-to-end also includes that I initiate the work, but I make sure that if I'm not there, the work sustains. Is that clear? All right. Okay, moving on. So as we strive to outgrow our end markets by reducing costs and improving productivity and efficiencies, what does it mean? How will you bring productivity and efficiencies? If anybody has a wild thought without reading the slide? How will you bring in efficiencies and productivity in your department? Sure. Thank you for trying first. Yeah, you can speak up, don't worry.
Sir, my name is Saurabh. I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan.
Sure.
So we can follow strategies like Six Sigma to
Sure.
improve productivity
Yep.
and giving customer satisfaction.
Absolutely. So there are tools that are there in the
Yes, sir.
system, but to be honest with you, there are certain tools which are just lying. Thank you. You can sit, unless you want to say more. That's all you wanted to say?
Sir, total quality management. TQM.
Quality management,
Yes.
ensuring your products are delivered through quality checks.
Yes, sir.
That is what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay, you can have a seat. Certainly. So there are tools that are available in every organization, an established organization like Eaton. But the reality is, what happens is these are then used more from theoretical perspective. They're not implemented to the core that they're supposed to be implemented. So we need to ensure that we are not just getting into the theoretical word. You guys are getting what I'm trying to say on theoretical word. Is it like, okay, don't feel bad, but if I say Six Sigma, do we really know how to implement Six Sigma? Do we really know? Probably not at this moment, it's not required also, but what I'm trying to say is, when you are saying that, I'm going to implement Six Sigma in my function, you need to ensure that how much fruits that Six Sigma implementation has given you, so that you're yielding good results out of it. So we need to get out of this theoretical world of just saying that, okay, I will do Six Sigma, the economy is going to grow 7%, construction will grow, we'll have good monsoon. That's all theory. What's actual is actually knowing if Mahindra is making tractors in Maharashtra but selling more in North, do we really see more rainfall in North, or do we really see more rainfall in Maharashtra, where Mahindra doesn't have any supply? So what matters for Mahindra is that I am supplying more tractors to northern region, and if it rains healthy in North, my tractors are going to sell more. So we have to get to that level of analysis where we draw conclusions, and we draw meaningful conclusion is what I'm trying to say here. Helpful? All right. So we need to step out of theoretical world. The books are now going to be left aside. Fair? So that is what I really meant it. So there are certain initiatives that we guys are trying to take on redesigning our products, resourcing our products. For example, I'm making a pump. I'm sourcing it from supplier A and supplier B. Supplier A has been supplying to me over the years, 5 years, 7 years, and there is no cost reduction at all. You're not giving me any cost reduction. हम बोलते हैं ना भैया आपसे कितने टाइम से ले रहे हैं, कुछ तो दाम कम करो. We make those statements, right? So we need to ensure that I develop another supplier and make you guys compete. Because when Mahindra comes and tells me that Mridul, I'm going to make a tractor, they tell me, Mridul, the tractor is going to be only 3 lakh rupees. Your hydraulic content is only going to be 1 lakh rupee. So I have to supply everything in that 1 lakh rupee. They never come and tell me, okay, what will be your price? They come and tell me, this is the price, you meet it or you lose. So that is the change that has come, and then hence there is a need for transformation. Am I communicating? Yes, sir. Are you guys resonant? Are you guys with me or no? Yes, sir. Otherwise, I'll use different examples. All right, this is what I do every day, so I thought I'll just express. Okay, so that's the Mahindra example that I really wanted to give you. So we're trying to redesign, reprocess, resource using different suppliers and come to a better cost-effective product that is launched in the market, and that's sustainable. That's very important, right? So that's the reason I use this. I'm so sorry. Sorry. So that's the reason I use the word redesign or reprocess and resource, and leveraging should cost and zero-based cost. Now these are new concepts for you for sure. You know what is should cost? Okay. Let me just try and explain in simple word. So now this is a pointer, right, in my hand. What do you think should be the cost for this? I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about the cost. What is the making cost for this? What does it have? It has a sensor. It has some molded plastic. It has a battery, correct? And it may have some assembly cost, some labor. Right? That's a cost, right? But what it doesn't have is the margin, the money that I'm going to make if I am the supplier of this. So I need to know as a buyer, or probably if you are the buyer, we need to know what is the actual cost of this product. My actual cost of this product is, let's say, 200 rupees, but I'm selling this product in the market at 600 rupees. So what is my margin? My margin is 400 rupees. Can the margin be more than the product cost? Does it make sense? So for us to be more informative of what we are buying, the reason I took this example is because in a manufacturing company, you do these procurements day in and day out. When you're making so many products, you need to have proper sourcing, smarter sourcing that helps you stay cost competitive. Otherwise, my product is not going to sell in the market. Mahindra will go to somebody else, and I'm going to lose my share. The first theme of this presentation was grow. You need to grow, right? So that is what it means, is that it should cost. And the second thing that we say is zero-based cost. For example, if 2015 I say my product cost is going to be, let's say, 200 rupees. Can I say that next year it's going to be 200 plus inflation? So what is inflation? Let's say the cost of manufacturing goes a little up. Let's say that. So now the cost of manufacturing has gone up from 200 to 250 rupees. So what has happened? I took the base rate of the previous year, increased, added inflation to it, and now the cost is 250 rupees. The cost has gone up by 50 rupees. Clear? Now, wasn't there an opportunity for me to go back and take a relook at that 200 again in this year? Maybe the plastic cost has gone down? Possible? Maybe the battery cost has gone down? So let's say the material cost now is 180 rupees plus inflation of let's say 40 rupees or 50 rupees, still the cost goes to 230 rupees. I think that's genuine because you have an analysis done behind re-looking at your material cost from your previous year. So you have to do these exercises. I'm just giving an example that these exercises are practiced on daily basis and annual basis. That what is the cost that I was paying last year and what is the revised cost that I need to pay this year. Inflation will keep on increasing every year. महंगाई तो बढ़ने वाली है ना? Fair? So that is the reason we use the term called as zero-based cost. So in typically, the recent example for cost cutting was for a sales guy, if I did let's say 50 travels across pan India, I'm a sales guy, let's assume for a minute that I'm a sales guy and I'm making 50 tours pan India, I'm going and meeting customers. If I go and tell my boss that this time my travel is going to be 50 to 80, does it make sense? Probably yes, but I think what needs to further drill down is that can we also take a look at this 50 sets of customers that you're meeting? Some customers may have lost interest in working with Eaton. Probably they're not interested, right? So that's get eliminated. So now that 50 has gone down to 35. And then I'm saying over and above I'm going to do 30. So then 35 plus 30 makes 65. So that's logical. So relook at what's done. So I'm just giving you examples from both the sides. So that is how we call it zero-based cost. All right. Optimize capex. Capex is nothing but capital expenditure, the money that you spend for bringing in productivity and efficiencies in the department. So you got to spend it more optimized manner. Somebody talked about quality. That's my third point. So we need to ensure end-to-end quality. That's more important. Now this is not just for manufacturing. It could be also for an HR. It could be also for a finance. Can a finance guy afford to report wrong numbers? They can't, right? Can an HR guy afford to hire a wrong candidate? Can you afford to read the credentials of the candidate with limited knowledge of his or her qualification? You have to have a thorough understanding. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to deep dive. You need to get into the details. I for detailing is the key here. So I for detailing is the word. Okay? Flexing and variable cost, probably we can leave for now. Ongoing cycle time reduction, mechanization and automation. Typical industry words, more like theory, but cycle time is nothing but, for example, okay, I'm making this presentation to you guys, I'm going to take 25 minutes. So I make this presentation again and again and again and again and again and again. Can I try to reduce my content and make it to 15 minutes? Yes. Precisely. So that is cycle time. When you're doing the same thing repetitively, there is an opportunity for you to reduce the cycle time. Because you bring in you become efficient to do that job. Fair? And what do you guys, what comes to your mind if I say rapid response? Rapid response. Sorry? Sorry? Can you say it a little louder? Frequent response, okay? Immediate response, okay? Same, okay? Instant? Why? Sure.
That's the first thing that strikes.
Can you say that again?
You ask me something and I'm responding. That's the first thing that strikes to me.
Right. So why do we think it's important in this era? We're talking about transformational role of young managers, right? So what's getting connected? Just because we have fresh mind in the industry, we are younger blood, I think there's an opportunity for us to respond faster to the needs of the market or our bosses or our colleagues, right? So rapid response in this context, what it refers to is, for example, if the customer is sending me an email asking for a quotation, I can't sit on that email for like months. I need to respond faster. So rapid response, so that is one example. The other thing is, if my computer hangs, if my computer breaks down, what do? I pick up the service center, right? What do I expect? I expect this guy to come in no time because my business is dependent on that machine. So there's no room for error. Let's take another example. In an automotive plant, right? If the line breaks down, what do the line manager expects? That the line needs to be fixed immediately because this guy has to make 100 cars in a day. If he doesn't make those 100 cars, he will not be able to put those cars in the market and those cars will not be sold. You miss the production on the line, you're missing your sales. That is what it means for us. So we need to ensure that the supplier is continuously supplying me the material, right? And I am throwing that material onto the line for the line to make the product and that product goes into the market. Fundamental? Fair? Sorry? Sure, okay, you guys are with me, thank you so much. Okay, ongoing evaluation, improvement of work scale. Okay, skill sets mapping and trainings, very important. If I don't have the skill sets of negotiating with my supplier, do you think I will be doing justice to my job? If I don't know how to negotiate? Anybody? Will not be able to do justice to the job, right? Because I need to learn how to negotiate. Will I be a better salesperson if I don't know how to address the customer's questions, how to present? Will I be a better salesperson if I'm not able to answer the questions on time, in short, crisp, concise? Right, so right skill sets are required to do certain jobs. So we believe in mapping those skill sets. So that's very important. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that we strive to outgrow our end markets by reducing our cost and productivity improvements. Fair? But how do you do this? So this is the result. Bringing in productivity and efficiency is the outcome. But the quality is suffering. Okay. We care about doing business right. What it means is that results are important. I'll repeat it again. Results are important, but how you achieve the results are equally important. There's no room for frugal engineering. There's no room for jugaad. There's no room for shortcuts. You have to do eye for detailing. Right? So I just thought I'll repeat it again. So we believe doing business right. So this message comes across to us not just from our CEO, but they also tell us that, Mridul, I think there's a time that we need to start moving from compliance to culture. I'm using this term called compliance to culture because what is compliance? From where does this word come from? What is compliance? And the complete phrase is compliance to culture. Okay, so compliance, the word has come from the word complying. Complying to means like you adhere to something. Let's say, for example, a typical plant example I'll take. All right, all the line managers are supposed to assemble in the war room. War room is nothing but where all the sourcing guys, SCM guys, quality guys, line guys, they meet and they discuss about how the production will take place today. So you assemble, right? So the complying thing is that you all meet every morning from 10 to 10:30 in that room. So that's complying. The culture is that you meet, you discuss the relevant subjects, and you ensure the required deliberate results. Going to the meeting is not important. Going to the meeting and discussing right things is important. So culture is when you don't have to pick up the phone and tell people, guys, you need to report at 10 o'clock in that meeting. I'm telling you, so you're supposed to be there. That's comply. I told you to do something and you did it. So that's complying. I'm telling you something and you did it. Culture is when there's no pull, you're eventually coming in, you're discussing the right stuff and you're delivering it. Right? Comply is another example. The government said, okay, give away your LPG connections. Give it up. That's the new in the market, right? So give it up. So government said we'll do it. Culture is if I really feel it, and if I can really give it up. So I feel I get the connect of this message and I act without somebody coming and telling me. So I become a stewardship. I become a sponsorer. I become a organizational citizenship. I take that citizenship. I become a company's citizen. So that's more important. Resonating? Or is it like too heavy? So you guys understood, right? Comply is like somebody asked you to do something and you did it, wherein the culture is you do it yourself. You don't have to be told. Clear? So we're moving into that culture. So what we're trying to, we are here to achieve great results, but each of us must demonstrate that we care intensely about how we get those results. Fair? So no shortcuts. They are worth little and are unlikely to endure if achieved unethically. So that is something that we live and breathe on daily basis. We ensure that whatever we do is ethical, and when we go back home, we can tell our friends and families that whatever I did today was truly to my heart. I didn't do anything wrong to my company. I did not supply wrong product to my customer, right? I did not bypass the process. Fair? So what you're trying to say is that there are dedicated sessions for all employees across Eaton, which they get qualified on, what does ethics mean for us? So that's very important. And I believe that, it's not just for the company, it's for every individual living in this country. Fair? So we care about doing business right, and how we achieve results is as important as what we achieve. So we, the young managers at Eaton, always strive for an answer yes to the below questions. So what are these questions? Let's just read them. Would I be comfortable explaining my actions to my colleagues? I need to make sure that I have an answer yes to that, right? Fair? Would I feel proud telling my family and friends about my actions? Yes. Only if I'm ethical. Correct? And the last one is, would I be comfortable if my actions were reported in the news media? So I need to be comfortable. If media talks about me, if I'm representing something, if media starts talking about me, something good needs to be written. People can't say that, So the scams, there are many examples that we can think of. There were wrong deeds that were done, and people get reported for wrong reasons, right? I need to ensure that I get reported for the right reasons. Fair? So this is basic, this is fundamental, this is what our parents teach us on day-to-day basis. So we need to ensure we live it to it. All right? So as we care about doing business right, but how we achieve results are equally important. While growing, we are responsible for effect of our actions on the society and environment. Now, what does that mean? Yeah, somebody wants to try? Yeah, sure.
We are growing. We are doing so many things.
Like?
If we have a paper industry, then we should cut the trees and all that things.
Right.
So they are affecting our environment and society also. So we should ensure that we will not do any bad things for that.
Right. So if you're growing, certainly. So for example, perfectly. So let's say, for example, I need to grow more. I need to supply more. I need to start supplying more hydraulics in the industry, right? So I need to put up a new factory, right? So more factory means more oil consumption, hydraulic oil consumption, diesel consumption, electricity consumption, maybe coal, right? Maybe wastage. So what am I doing? See, even for an example, the gentleman here has picked up the right example. I'm a paper industry. I need to produce papers, right? I need to cut trees. But can I strike a right balance? Can I change the mix of the paper? Can I change the quality of the paper a little so that it saves some trees? So what we're trying to say here is that striking the right balance is very important. Can I put up a treatment plant for my water wastage so that the water gets treated? Fair? Can I build up my infrastructure without using asbestos? I can, right? Can I have measures put in place to reduce less, to consume less electricity? Can I do that? I think I can do that. But the message here is, the third message of the day is that I need to be cautious and vigilant about it. Fair? So there are going to be more cars on the street, more dust on the street, more litter on the street. I can be a little careful about it, right? I can maintain that decency. Fair? So that is what you're saying. We need to strike the right balance. There will be more cars on the road. There will be more people on the road. The population is increasing. The number of cars usage is increasing. But can I strike that balance? Fair? So there are certain measures that we have at Eaton, which is like design for environment. There is a dedicated team. Any product that's made, they ensure that the product is environmental friendly. So that's important. I'll just quickly run through. Improving environment, health and safety, I talked about it. So reduction of CO2, reduction of water, and recycling of waste. Fair? And of course, we also ensure that it's important for us to live healthy. Fair? If employees are not healthy, how will they contribute? People shouldn't be coughing. They need to immediately fix it. Right? Go to the doctor immediately. You can't be sick for long. All right, so we care about our employees' health also. And developing strong and sustainable communities. We try to pass it on to the societies by adopting a school, taking care of the kids there, giving them uniforms, giving them food or something like that. People do that, right? So the culture thing is that it's not that the government says that 2% of your profits need to be spent for corporate social responsibilities for India. That's not that. You can go 2.5% also. It is up to you, right? So the culture thing is that we are moving from just what's been told to us. We're trying to do more, and so on and so forth. So hence I use our journey from compliance to culture there. That's the reason I use that phrase. Fair? We must take positive difference by going beyond compliance. I think we've already talked about it, right? So reducing greenhouse emissions, conserving, reusing, and effectively treating water, it's important. So we need to have those thoughts in us. The lot today that, the generation that's coming up these days, they're really particular about all this, right? So in a house, if it's a 3-bedroom apartment, and let's say the master bathroom or the master bedroom, the lights and the fans are on, the kids are taking now proactive steps. Dad, why did you leave that thing on? You need to turn it off, right? Right? So I think kids are getting more involved in it. There's a colleague of mine, he said, my kid came to me and they said, Dad, how much is our electricity bill this month? So the dad really got emotional about it and said, boy, it was less than your mobile bill. So, so that's how it goes. So kids are taking that step of knowing how much is my house electricity bill. So that's very important, right? Probably you can also pick up the phone and talk to your dad and mom that, is mahine ka bill kitna aaya bijli ka? You can ask them. They'll be surprised to know that. Try if possible. Okay? Okay, guys. So that's all I had to say. And that's a bit about, I'm not good at operating this. Can you go to the previous slide? Yeah. So the Gen Y leaders at Eaton believe that our journey has just begun, and the opportunities are huge for us to grow, right? With productivity and efficiency, doing business right, and sorry? Be great, no, sustainably. Okay. So our choice is simple, be good or be great? Be great, right? So what are the 3 messages that we talked about today? If somebody can sum up. For the transformational role of a young manager. We talked about growth, grow share. You want to say? Yeah.
Efficiently.
So
using
grow
it
share, effect
efficient,
by being productive and efficient. So
and
that's
be great.
Be great is you're jumping on a conclusion immediately. So we need to grow share. We need to grow, not just grow share. We need to grow
Efficiently. Using
and
of
productively,
things.
right? So that's number 1. Second is yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's number 3. So grow ethically, sustainably. Fair? So those are the 3 messages that I wanted to give you guys today. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a question. We have a question. Can somebody give her the mic?
Good morning, sir. My name is Bhagyashree Lokre. I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. I want to ask you, can you please elaborate your Eaton's business plan in aerospace?
Aerospace?
Yeah.
Okay. Eaton's business plan, oh my god. See, Eaton's aerospace business is about $2.5 billion across the globe. And it's one of those profitable business that we have, and we are very proud to have that. I think the intention is, see, I'll correlate with an example. Now you have so many variants under Hyundai brand. Hyundai as a car in India, they have so many variants, right? They're upgrading. Similarly, for the aircrafts also, be it commercial aircraft or a military aircraft, the aircrafts models are aging, right? So let's say, for example, you are flying in a Indigo from Pune to Indore. The aircraft that you're flying probably would be aged aircraft. It's an old aircraft. So I think the intention is to ensure that we are present in the right platform at the right time. So what happens is that if I am an engineering head and I am discussing with my customer of supplying or doing the engineering of my products on that particular new aircraft, I need to ensure that I'm supplying also at the later stage. So our intention is very clean that we need to be present in the new platforms. When I say platforms, I mean Hyundai i10 to 20, 30 to 40. Certainly 30 and 40 will also come in India, right? 20 is already here, right? So 30 and 40 will be the new platforms which are already launched in Europe. So I need to ensure that I'm present in those new platforms also to grow my share. So I think the idea is to continue to work on the profitability and the scale part. So that's going to be the largest strategy. So we are about $2.5 billion currently, Eaton Aerospace only. And I think we're making money about 17% margins there. Does that answer your question? Otherwise, the strategy part is too technical. I just told you the high level impact. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll come to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Vishal Sonawane. I hail from Nasik, Maharashtra. Sir, your tagline says for a greater tomorrow. So where do you see this company in 5, 10 or 15 years?
Eaton?
Yeah.
Eaton has a great future, if you ask me. It's one of those companies that takes care of an employee from end to end, right? From the growth to the family, to the future. So I am not doubting on where will Eaton go 5 years, 10 years down the line, if you ask me. We are one of those Fortune 500 groups, and our stock price is increasing like crazy. We're just going through a tough patch, that's all. Otherwise, I think there's no doubt the employees are fantastic. Every company has certain flaws in their strategy and all. I think we are rectifying those. So Eaton has a fantastic future, there's no question. It's a $23 billion group. All right?
Thank you, sir.
All right. You have a question. I'll come. One second. Yeah. People have a lot of questions. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Hoshang Rathod and I am from Ahmedabad.
Sorry?
Hoshang Rathod, sir. From
Sorry?
Ahmedabad. From Ahmedabad. Hoshang Rathod.
Koshal.
Hoshang.
Koshal.
Hoshang. H-O-S-H-A.
Hoshal.
Hoshang.
Okay, sorry.
And so my question to you is, which are the things you look upon to ensure that you provide equal employment opportunities for all the employees in your company?
Can you say your question again?
So, which are the things you look upon?
Which are the things I look upon?
To ensure that you provide equal employment opportunities for the employees in the company.
Certainly. So, okay, you have to tell me if I'm answering your question. This is very close to my heart, and thank you so much for asking me that question. Now, very important. When I was hired at Eaton, there was somebody who recommended me, right? So when somebody recommended me, what happens? I need to ensure that this guy has recommended me at Eaton. I need to ensure that this guy's image is intact. People should not come and say, Hushar, you've recommended the wrong guy, right? So now I need not prove it to me or prove it to anybody. I need to prove it for this guy who has recommended me. Correct? Is that fair? So it starts with that. It has happened with me, and I'll be more than happy to recommend anybody whom I feel has the potential to contribute and grow by himself. So gone are the days when people used to think, no, I'm not going to recommend him, this guy is my competition. Gone are the days. People don't act like that. People have changed. They recommend people, they refer people for the good if they feel that this guy is apt for this particular position. That's the reason I told this gentleman, you go to eatonjobs.com and see if there is a job for you. And if you find a job for yourself, we will see what best possible chance we can give to you to be absorbed at Eaton. Does that answer your question? So there's no doubt of not referring anybody or recommending anybody. If the guy is genuine, we will certainly. Fair? Yes, people. Okay. Yeah. I will come. I'll come. Okay, she's already. Both are standing. Okay. Okay, we'll start from here.
Sir, my name is Shetal Janawat. I'm from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. My question to you is, what kind of opportunities are there in Eton for finance person? And what minimum experience is required to get selected in?
Okay, sure. So, as I said earlier, we don't hire freshers. So you need to certainly have your certified financial accountants, maybe CFA is something that you guys have, right? Are you a finance professional? Certainly.
Yeah, I'm going to get into
finance, right? So I think it will be nice if you are certainly an MBA finance, which you will be 2 years down the line. And if you see if you can do an extra course of certified financial analyst so that you understand accounting more clearly. Because these are pure business results that you need to report. Fair? So probably an extra qualification other than MBA finance would help for you to get absorbed at Eaton Finance. But otherwise you can take up certain 2 months or 3 months internship courses with us and see how the culture is there. And you can also identify if there is a really room for you to get imbibed in that culture. So probably that's a route that you can take. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Does that answer your question, by the way? Sorry.
Good morning, sir. My name is Sheba Philip.
I can't hear you properly.
My name is Sheba Philip and I'm from Mumbai. Well, my question was the same. Same question. Does finance student have the opportunity working in such industrial company? Or it's like the people who have the great experience in finance will get the opportunity to work in?
See, for me what matters is, I'll answer that question again. So for the benefit for you also. At the end of the day, what matters is the passion, the fire in the belly. Correct? So that is what matters at the end of the day. I was not a finance individual myself. I had done my computers. I came here. Professor Tungare taught me finance a little. Fortunately, unfortunately, I could crack those exams in the college. And I started with Vantage, where I was doing more like financial research. It's just that I showed that extra passion to do it, that's all. And today the situation after 10 years is that, yes, I know how to read a balance statement or an income statement, balance sheet or an income statement. So I can do that. And for all the hydraulic systems and cylinders, that business that I do in, I can read that, how it is impacting the top line and the bottom line. So I think it's just about the journey and being persistent and consistent. That's all. Yes. Okay. She.
Morning, sir. This is Akanksha from Dehradun. You have told about the hydraulic system and cockpits in Falcon, Augusta Westland, and that mix. So the mix that you told about, I don't think they are the part of Indian Air Force also. So you are working in the for the military aircraft of Indian Air Force.
Indian Air Force?
Yeah. Or you also told about that there is no facility that Eton.
Right.
So
yeah.
When it will be means for India also.
See, what happens is, so all these aircrafts and all, they're not made in India. So the aircraft even that you fly in from Bombay to Dehradun is not made in India.
Yes, yes.
It's made in US.
Yes, sir.
Or it's made in Europe somewhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these are either American or European aircrafts. Now what happens is, but they can certainly buy from Eton, right? Yes. So even if a MiG or a Sukhoi or any jet that's coming to India, Eton can supply to that OEM there, and then we can have them in India. You need not have a manufacturing facility in India.
Okay.
And anyways, the repairing. So let's say, for example, iPhone doesn't have a setup in India, right?
Yes, sir.
But we typically don't face problems in iPhone. I think probably the example that I can take is Dell.
Yes, sir.
Dell never had any factory in India.
Yes, sir.
So that was the biggest flaw that they had of selling their products in India.
Okay.
So what used to happen was, if there is a problem in Dell laptop, you need to probably send it to their repair center somewhere outside India or something like that. Then they finally decided, okay, for us to have more established base in India, we need to have a setup in India. But all these aircrafts, in typical, as a little example, looking at the size of the industry in India for aerospace, these aircrafts don't get majorly repaired in India. They go to Singapore. Singapore is a huge base for all these repair overhauling. So they go to Singapore and then get repaired and come back to India.
Okay.
So Eaton supplies components for aerospace, not from India, but from US to Europe and in US, and then these aircrafts get made and we buy them and come here.
Okay.
Got it? Getting it?
Sure, sir.
Confusing?
Little bit of.
So we don't have any setup here.
Okay.
But we are with the customer to tell them that, you know, we make aerospace components and you can buy it from Eaton US.
So, sir, is there any future in India, I mean, set up in India?
We have a plan, but we'll not be putting up a manufacturing facility. I think we'll be going up with a tie-up, a joint venture kind of a setup.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You stood up. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Sir, my name is Somyaranjan Das. I am from Odisha. I want to know that what is Eaton's flexibility towards market demand?
Towards?
Flexibility towards market demand.
Market demand. That's a very smart question. Okay, I'll try to give you a real life example here. This is a very smart question. Again, going back to Mahindra and John Deere's. Mahindra says, okay, let me just give you first a bigger picture. There are about 600,000 of tractors that are floated in the market every year. 6 lakhs units of tractors get produced and sold in the market across India every year. Now Mahindra is selling about 40%. So that's about 2.5 lakhs. Okay. Now I am supplying to Mahindra. Now let's say Mahindra's share percentage goes down further against what they forecasted, depending that the rains will be good, the government will give certain subsidies to the farmers and they'll buy more tractors, which did not happen at all. So Mahindra's share went down further because the overall volume of tractors to be sold in the market went down further. But Mahindra committed to me that they will pick up 20,000 gear pumps from me, and eventually what happened, they went down to 14,000. The demand was 20,000, it went down to 14,000. What happened? There's an impact on my inventory because I had already procured them. So there is a job of a planner to gauge and anticipate. See, this is now what matters is, it's very important for a sales guy to understand the business of the customer also. The customer is saying that, you know, I would need 20,000 gear pumps. Now what is the authenticity of that statement? You said 20,000, I went back, told my sourcing guys that, you know, procure material for 20,000 gear pumps. Job ends? No. The job begins rather. You need to certainly find out what is the authenticity of that statement. Have they ever asked me 20,000 ever in the history? So conversation, challenge, you at times have to challenge your customer also. Are you really sure 20,000 is what you need? I don't think so. I'm going to give you 15,000. Even if you drop to 14,000, I'll have 1,000 components worth of inventory in my stock, which I think I'm okay with. So getting into that relationship to dig out the right information is very important. So we try to do that to cope up with the economy demand. That is what we try to do. Does that answer your question? Okay. Yes. Okay. She had asked though, but she stood up. Anyways, she was pretty quick in standing up. It's okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Shruti Malik and I'm from Dehradun. Well, my question is that I have work experience for 9 months in digital marketing. I needed to maintain a Facebook page, and the time I started, it was 2 lakh fans on that page, and the time I left, I increased that number to 2 million. So how can this thing help me in my career? Like, if I want to pursue HR from Eaton, then how can it will be helpful for me?
So HRs are typically supposed to be on sites like LinkedIn, Naukri.com, right? So I think if you have that edge of increasing your fan following or, you know, getting attention on your page, which typically RJ does, you know, Bombay RJs and Pune RJs are really popular across Maharashtra. So they know how to increase the fan following of their pages, right? Or attract more visitors. So if you think you have that edge, you can always attract more attention on your page for LinkedIn. That in turn will help you hire better candidates. Does it make sense? What you need to do as an HR professional, you need to hire people for your company, right? Make sense? And you need to hire the right people for your company. So if you can gather more attention about Eaton, let's say for example, about Eaton, if you can gather more attention and you get to see bigger mass, and then you get an option to choose better, you filter better. Make sense? HRs are equally contributing to the strategy of the organization. HR role is no more administrative nowadays, because we are already in the turbulent times where we have to remove people in the organization. And how do you decide whom to remove? Everybody is contributing, right? So you need to have that strategic angle of removing the non-performers or the non-relevant functions in the company. So HR job is no more administrative job. Gone are the days. It's transforming. Does it help?
But I wanted to ask, how can it help me in getting internship or job in Eaton?
I think it's just one accomplishment that you have. If you can foster in more accomplishments or demonstrate more accomplishments like that, I think it can help you sell better in the company. I mean, you can talk about how did you go about doing it, what was your approach in, okay, what did you do differently that it went from, let's say, 2 lakhs to 2 million? What happened?
I had to post either jokes or something like
So it was your
epics
creativity,
and
right?
Yeah.
So you were creative in pulling those audiences towards that particular page, right? I think when you talk about this particular achievement of yours, you need to tell how did you go about doing it. Probably that will help you sell better.
And in 2 minutes, I used to get around 2,000, more than 2,000 likes. And if that happened, then I used to get paid for it.
Okay. Typically in companies like ours, it doesn't happen like that. We get paid on annual basis or monthly basis only. It is not with the likes. It's not like that. So the culture is going to be different, but you can always be creative is what I'm trying to say in attracting better talent to the company.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah, she's waiting. I know you are also waiting.
Very good morning, sir. My name is Nyanada Bagmare. I am from Nagpur, Maharashtra. So one of your slides, I'll see that agile means that your vision strategy, that waterfalls you will say is. So, sir, as a agile means it is the updated version of lean manufacturing, or the growth
Legacy.
is
Legacy style.
legacy style. So, as a young manager, what is your strategies for the development of new products and as in an ethical manner?
Sure. It's a very big question. I mean, we can, I don't know, even if I give you a particular example, you may not be able to correlate it. But what we are trying to do is at least be vigilant of the fact that yes, there is a need for us to launch something which is better for my customer. So now how you get there is when you're connected more with your customer and knowing what the customer actually needs. So that is very important. But yes, I was in fact handling this particular function of launching new products within Eaton Hydraulics. And in this 1 year, what we've done is we've looked at the entire portfolio of what Eaton makes in India for hydraulics in particular. And it is not just about launching new products, it is also about vanishing the old products. It is also about stopping the production of the old legacy that we had. Maybe, see, a production house typically runs in a very similar fashion like this, let me tell you. You put down all your products in front and you see which is the highest selling product. The energy and the efforts and the investment goes in that direction only.
Yes, sir.
The product that is not yielding returns for you is no more valid for you. You need to chop this product out of your portfolio and get in something new to have a better attractive portfolio. So the strategy is to have the bigger picture, place all your products in the life cycle. You understand the life cycle?
Yeah.
You studied all life cycle? You need to map those products in the life cycle and see which are in the declining stage and which needs to be vanished from from your portfolio. That is important. But you need to be courageous enough to tell your customers and distributors that I'm no longer be making this product. That means you're saying, in future I'll not be doing any sales and profits from this particular product. Can you take that call? It's a very cautious call.
Yes, so that's why.
That's very important. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you have a question. 1 second, I'll come.
A very good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Ronak Patyani and I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So my question to you is, can you tell me who are your competitors around the globe and in India, and how do they affect your business in different areas or in a particular area?
Yes. So I'll be taking certain names. Probably you might not be able to correlate them, but see if you come across them on the road or on websites or something. So Eaton's biggest competition would be somebody who does similar business like what we do, right? Now Eaton, what they've done is over the years, they've become a diversified organization. You can see on my first slide itself that we're doing something in electrical to aerospace, right? Hydraulics to vehicle group, filtration. These are all different businesses. There's no company globally as such who is doing all these businesses at the same time. There are companies who are doing probably electrical or aerospace, companies doing truck or electrical, So apple to apple comparison is bad, but within segments we have a lot of competition. Let's say for example hydraulics, there's a company called Parker Hannifin who is making similar range of products that I am making, and they're a huge competition to me in India also. Now what's the strategy, what's the plan? How do you sell those? Let me be honest, our products are expensive in the market. Let me be very honest with you. We believe that we are the best. That is how we go and position ourselves. We tell that we are Amitabh Bachchan, let Amitabh Bachchan come and tell me that you are not Amitabh Bachchan. I don't care. I go and tell in the market that I am the best, my products are different from the competition products. Two things will happen, whether the customer will take it or will tell me get lost. Two things will happen. In case of get lost, we try to mellow down ourselves and we tell, okay, I'm going to reduce my price and sell my product. So that is how it happens. So this is reality of life. The moment we sense that there's a situation of customer not buying in from me, they're not resonating with my product lines, I need to immediately change my plan and tell that, okay guys, we are with you, we'll do business with you, we want to do business with you. That is how it happens. It's mercy. Somebody has a question, yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mayank Sancheti. I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Yes, continuing again with the finance sector, everyone dream after 12th in a commerce background is a CA, CS, CWA, CFA.
Right.
I had given CA exam. I am now in final stage. I had done 3 years of articleship under a CA.
Okay.
As many organizations like bank, finance, investment bankers, they count the 3-year articleship as an experience, and many of don't also. So how does your company Eaton treat the 3 years articleship as an experience or not?
How do we read that? I don't know. I think it has value at Eaton as well if you've done articleship. I'm just thinking really hard, honestly. It certainly has value. I'll not say no to this answer. I think we have somebody in corporate who has done articleship and somebody in business as well who has done articleship, and hence they were hired. It's just about how effective were your learnings when you did that articleship. So probably that will be the key. I think we value that. Why would you say that the companies don't value articleship? Why would you say that? You have come across something like that?
Yes. So in interviews like in our MBA colleges, many of the we put experiences. In many of them, I put CA training as an articleship.
They're not considering. They're not considered. No, that's probably an exception, but I think we have done it, and I think companies do it. See, Eaton's hiring criteria is more like, can this guy really turn it around for us? See, skills matter, but the spirit equally matters. The combination of skill and spirit is something that we're looking for. I did not have those certain competencies, but Eaton still went ahead and take that dangerous decision of hiring me. But I think it's a combination of both skill. You can develop skills over the period of time, but it will be difficult for somebody to develop the spirit over the period of time. So spirit needs to be there.
Then how would be if I become a CA in 1 or 2 years, an MBA in finance?
Sure.
How would it boost my life?
It will certainly add value. I think Tungare Saab is still with us. We have a new facility. Okay. See, it did value to me, to be honest with you. It was one of those transformations because finance is something that I've learned from this campus only, and I started learning, to be honest. And then eventually, you need to get to that mode of learning self. So I think that is something that you'll have to get to eventually. Things won't come to us. We'll have to go to the things. So we'll have to show that little rigor of learning more. Practical finance is important, right? Helps? Okay. Oh my God. She has been raising her hand for quite a while now. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
My name is Tasmi Ali. I'm from Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh. So, I have my interest in automobile sector. So, I wanted to know, what kind of a job a marketing professional can get in this sector.
Why do you want to be in automotive?
So, I have my interest in automobile.
What is the interest? What drives you to automotive? Formula One. What drives you to automotive? You like the products. Is that so? You know something about products?
So, I have my interest in cars and all.
Okay. You can buy a car for yourself and probably change your interest. Because automotive industry is not yielding us good results, to be honest with you. People are buying cars. I'm not saying people are not buying cars, but it's just not there. It's just not there. It's not helping Eaton, to be honest with you. But your question is that, can you repeat your question again? I'm a little lost. Can you repeat your question again?
What kind of a job a marketing professional can get in this sector, automobile sector?
So are you talking about selling cars or selling components for cars?
Selling cars.
Selling cars. I think it's a very fancy profession. You're standing like very smart looking, lovely lady next to BMW, and you have to sell this car to the niche diamond merchants or the top notches of the city. I think it's very fantastic. Branding or marketing. Marketing is more about, let's not mix two things. Probably I'm mixing two things in my answer. Marketing and selling is different. But when it comes to automotive, marketing is done through the head office. I'm not really sure if probably there is a marketing manager for Maruti. There are a hell lot of sales managers, sales personnel for Maruti. Maruti cars are self-sold. Even if they're lacking in style pattern, but they're self-sold Maruti cars because the network is huge. So to answer your question in specific, the future, certainly there's no question on that. People are different. People can create their own niche and move on. But marketing would be more effective, I think, for premium or high branded cars. I have seen marketing professionals for Mercedes and BMW. That's the reason I'm just linking it. But I'm not really sure, probably Hyundai or Maruti will have a marketing professional. I don't know. Probably they have in Korea because Hyundai is a Korean brand. They will have their marketing professional sitting in Korea. For an Indian brand like Maruti, I'm not really sure if they'll have a marketing professional. But you can always think of Mercedes, BMW, Audis. Why not? Huh?
I always think of Mercedes.
Absolutely, it's one of my favorites car, and I feel that I get to drive Mercedes at an early stage of my life. I don't want to drive Mercedes when I have my waist is 50. I would love to see you there. Here's like Sachin Tendulkar signed car, first edition. As I said, to answer your question, very generic. I don't have a specific answer to it. I'm sorry, but as I said, people can create their own niche in the market and they can do wonders. BigBasket.com, it's truly running on a marketing concept. It's a new thing in the market and they're doing really great in cities, if you ask me. So it's a marketing concept. How do you want to brand? How do you want to market? How do you want to position yourself? It's just about that. All right? If I have a better answer, I'll email it to him and then probably he can pass it on to you. Yeah. I'll come. Stay put. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Good afternoon, sir.
It's 12:05.
Sir, my name is Supriya Singh. I am from Durg, Chhattisgarh. And my question is to you, sir, that today the technology is being increasing day by day. So do you think that in future machines will take over completely and it will reduce the ample opportunities for skilled professionals? Because technology is increasing, and as we see in future, it could reduce the opportunities for us.
I think this is a long way to go for us to get to complete mechanization. But yes, eventually it will happen like that. Labor will get expensive and machines will take over. We'll become more developed nation then. We'll have to identify new areas for growth for our people.
And so
Eventually it will get there. But we don't know, 2050, 2070, I don't know.
And so one more thing I would like to ask, that I have completed my engineering. So how I can explore in my technical skills, or how I can enhance my technical skills so that it would be an added advantage in my MBA?
Okay, so let me just give you a specific example. Let's say you have identified your dream company that you want to work for. You can go to their website, read their product catalogs, and get into the specification of the products. For example, if it's a pump, what is the cubic centimeter cc of a pump? How much does it weigh? Where does it go in an application? When I say application, it means like it goes in a tractor or a combine harvester or a backhoe loader. It's like that. So you can get into that details. So tomorrow when you're going for an interview, you know, not as good as the interviewer, but you know better than the other candidates. That is something that you can do strategically.
Okay.
Helps?
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry if I'm missing the track because I think somebody from here has been raising hand again and again. 2 minutes. I've asked him to stand now.
Very good afternoon. Sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
My name is Prakhar Khare and I am from Sagar, MP. Like you have used the word vision in your slide, and Eaton believes that they are the Amitabh Bachchan of the industry.
Just like that. I think that.
They are great in that. So company like Eaton or the other companies, how they differentiate between vision and dream?
That's a difficult one. See, you need to know what you can turn into reality, right? So, vision is something that I want to be the most admired company in the world. So that's a dream that's been converted to a vision. Now, what are those steps that I need to take to get to that? So when my suppliers say that we need to work with Eaton, when my employees say that I want to work for Eaton, my shareholders say I want to invest in Eaton, that is something when you believe that you are the most admired companies in the world. So you got to be admired. So that was a dream that we lived, and now we have certain actions that we have put in place to ensure that we become the most admired ethical companies in the world. So you need to convert your dreams into realities. How do you do that? You put the vision and then you put action points to get there. Helps?
Means have a dream, then convert it into a
Absolutely,
vision.
there you go.
Okay, thank you so much.
Did I answer? I don't know. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
My name is Sashmita Nayak. I am from Odisha. And my question to you is, what are the CSR of Eaton?
Sorry?
What are the CSR of Eaton?
What is?
What are the CSR of Eaton?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting it. What is the CSR?
CSR.
CSR of what activities do we do in corporate social responsibilities? What you're trying?
Yes.
Oh, sure. I'm so sorry, I didn't understand your question. We have been see, there are certain verticals that we have: health, education, and other communities. So under health, we are going to we're going to schools which are not high-profile schools. These are like schools for underprivileged kids and all. We're trying to help them, giving them books or clothes or good food at times. We're trying to share joy of giving. We're doing certain exercises within the campus as joy of giving, and then we are helping them out. So that's health. Education, what we're trying to do is we are sponsoring certain courses which will help, let's say, a 12th pass out boy or a girl. he wants to study or she wants to study, but they're not able to because their parents are not earning that much. I think there was a drive that was driven within the organization of identifying those communities within Pune, and then we go about giving them, certain funding if possible, or if not direct money, then can we associate them with certain institutes and we pay to the institute so that they don't misuse the money. So we're trying to break it down into these verticals and try to help the society. Helps? All right. Yes.
As we all know, Nokia is the biggest brand in India, but now Microsoft. As we all know, Nokia is the biggest brand in India, but now Microsoft undertaking the brand of Nokia company. So what happened in the brand of Nokia? As we all know, the sale value of Nokia is at that time is very good. So what happened in the company?
The company did not transform. They did not change. That is what happened. That's the reason they got acquired by Microsoft. But they realized it. Then hence they launched Nokia Lumia series of phones, but it's still not helping them to revive their market share. So I would put it in simple words that they did not change with the change of winds.
We can say that they are not satisfied the customers.
Certainly, because their products were not competitive, or they were not even relevant in the market. Who's going to use QWERTY today? I'm using it though, mine is a BlackBerry QWERTY, but who's going to use QWERTY today? Nobody uses QWERTY handsets, right? So people are moving into touch, more Androids, touch, high touch sensitive applications. So that's why. Answers?
Yes.
All right. You guys have already asked.
Morning, sir.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, sorry. Sir, I am Oikko Mondal from Calcutta, West Bengal. Sir, it's not really a kind of question, sir. It's a kind of doubt that's been running in my mind ever since you have started the program, sir. The video clips that was shown by you, so all the mechanisms and all the aerodynamics and all those things. So I'm a commerce student actually.
Don't understand any of this shit.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sure.
Actually, ever since class 10, I've been in commerce background, and then BBA, and alternatively, I will be taking marketing after this in second year. So what's my scope in your company? Is there any scope for a marketing student or a commerce background in IT sector like this?
Eaton has a very specialized marketing setup. These guys are like 30 odd years of experience, and they are positioning the company again and again every year because the winds are changing, right? So in marketing, I'm so sorry, it's not going to do immediately. Maybe when you are like a qualified professional already established in the industry, then we probably will hire you. But I think at this moment in marketing, it is going to be difficult. I'm being very honest.
Thank you, sir.
अपनी यहाँ से किसी को सवाल नहीं पूछना. You guys already asked, so nobody is there. आपका भी हो गया. Okay, we do that. Yeah, please.
Very good afternoon, sir. My name is Ayushi Chhatri. I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh.
We have a lot of people from Indore.
Sir, I'd like to know
I'll be traveling to Indore more often now. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, I'd like to know, sir, that you talked about compliance to culture.
Yes.
I found it really effective, but I would really like to know that what exactly you do for going compliance to culture.
Everything that's been just told to us versus do it yourself. Own it. Take the ownership. Be the steward of anything and everything that you do. Drive it off your own. You don't need a mentor or a coach. You don't need a leader. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need somebody to push you. You don't need a manager. You do it off your own. You believe that this is the culture that I need to set in anything and everything that I do. Be it eye for detailing, be it doing anything and everything good for the company. So for example, okay, tell me one thing. You are working in a manufacturing setup, and you probably can try to imagine how many processes, how many people are there, how many material that's consumed on daily basis in the plant. Now what happens is typically you're not able to maintain that cleanliness in the plant. We are in a hydraulics industry, there's a lot of oil spill on the floors. If you have to comply, you will wait for your manager to come and tell you, clean it. If it is a culture, you know what you will do.
Right.
So that's just one small example that I gave you. Answers?
Yes, sir, definitely. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll go with you. I'll come to you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Angeline Kitil Toppo from Ranchi, Jharkhand. My question to you is, what is the future strategy of Eton in upcoming years?
It's Eton.
Eton.
Strategy. I think we just want to be most admired companies in whatever we do in our markets. We want to be, as I said, our suppliers should come and tell us that, we want to work for Eton, we want to work with Eton. The idea is to grow and be present at the right platform at the right time. It's a new vehicle in the market, it's a new construction equipment, it's a new tractor in the market. We want to ensure that we are there on those platforms, and that is what the plan is. The strategy is very simple. Be there in the market at the right time with the right product. So simple.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'll come. आपने पूछ लिया already. बैठो. Let new people ask questions.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Sucharita Kole. I'm from Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh. So my question to you is, as you talked about transformation, so what you have observed as you have 10 years of experience in industry, so what transformation you have observed in industry over the time, in Eton itself?
I think it's important to speed up your learning curve. You will be thrown into situations which will be difficult. So the speeding of the learning curve is very important. You need to grasp things, you can't sit relaxed. I keep saying that 24 hours will be less in a day. So you need to adapt to the changing environment, because you get into a specific company, they will talk their language. You need to understand how they speak and what their language is. You need to get to that language, is very important. So I would say, I would in fact urge all of you to speed up your learning curve. Even when you're in Pune, you're in college, learn people around, learn the process around, learn the culture of this college, learn your subjects more quickly. No time for relaxation now. Enough. Okay? All right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Somebody, yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Aditi Jadhav. I am from Dhar, Madhya Pradesh. Sir, like you said, Eton has a tough competitor in hydraulics in India, but still the products are expensive. Sir, so what is the thing that is still sustaining Eton in hydraulics?
I think it's about being loyal to your customers. That's very important. It's the relationship that counts and matters.
Okay.
So giving your customer that comfort that I will stand with you even in tough conditions also. I will reduce my price, I'll take a hit on my inventory, but I want to live and breathe with you. So that's very important. So our plan is very simple. Be with the customer, make the customer feel that I am there for you.
Okay.
So that feeling itself is very important. They know that we will give them quality products. There's no doubt about it. Even if we are expensive, money things can be worked about. So
it's about goodwill and quality.
Precisely. Be there. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
If I run around, if I run away and don't show my face when my customer is in trouble, what impression will they get?
Yes.
Helps?
Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry, go on.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi.
My name is Noveline Lobo from Goa.
Were you here last time when I talked?
No, sir.
No, you're not here?
So as in last batch?
Last batch?
No, I'm new this batch, sir.
Okay. You're sitting there, okay.
Sir, like you have said, decision making is very important in such a big company.
Quality decision making is
Quality,
very
right.
important. Let's not make decisions only for the sake of making decisions.
Alright, so quality decision is very important and you have to change according to the circumstances, your
Yes,
strategies.
aptly.
So, sir, if I may ask, could you give me an example when you had to face a difficult situation, or like if you did make a wrong decision, how
Sir,
did you correct it?
I have been doing this day in and day out. See, apparently, unfortunately, we do make errors, we do make mistakes, right? So I was in a plant and we had to send hydraulic cylinders for one of the applications in Malaysia. It was an export order. So every month we have to supply 100 cylinders, hydraulic cylinders, and my engineer realized that one of the cylinders was not up to the quality. Now we were told, we were given the instruction that we can't supply 99 cylinders or 101 cylinders. We have to supply 100 cylinders in a batch. The packing is made for 25 units each. So 4 boxes goes to the Malaysia warehouse, and then it in turn goes to the customer straight away. No transaction in the middle. Cylinders gets made in India, they move on. Nothing can be done. But I took that quality decision of supplying only 75 cylinders. So instead of 4 packings, we supplied 3. And we took the decision of not supplying that because it was not the quality. I knew my customer would be unhappy, but they will appreciate that I took that conscious call of not supplying those cylinders which are not meeting the quality standards. You have to take those tough decisions. People appreciate it. Management is not going to kill you. Every month there is a sales plan. You don't meet your sales plan, it's bad. Nobody would like it, right? But somebody needs to show that courage of accepting that I made a mistake. I feel this is something that we need to do as a group. And then I'm going to go and communicate to the customer. So we all make mistakes. So that is what we do day in, day out. So hence I introduce the word quality decision making. Now what happens is, management does get an impression that, at least this guy will not supply the wrong thing to the customer. And they will never misread you when it comes to this particular thought. Helps?
Thank you, sir.
So like that I have many more examples. As I said, we make a lot of errors. I can't see you. I think the most difficult thing was myself. It was not the external world. It was about changing, accepting the challenges in terms of, should I do it this way or should I do it that way? So that's a challenge more lying to yourself. So introspection, self-introspection is the key. Before you go and start challenging the world or changing the world, better change yourself. Clean your house first rather than going and cleaning the world. So I believe in that. So introspection was very important. So there were a lot of flaws. There were flaws in terms of the way you look at situations, the way you handle questions, the way you handle quality concerns, be it about taking quality decisions. There were a lot of flaws in looking at it. So self-introspection, questioning yourself, challenging yourself is the key. It's okay to have sleepless nights. If you have sleepless nights, you are genuine. You're having sleepless nights? Are you not getting good food here? Everybody is having sleepless nights? Yes. Why? It's too cold in the night, is it? Then? Assignments? You are in the right situation then. Answers? All right. We need to count on the hit rate of asking questions. Okay guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so humble and being such a fantastic audience. It's always a pleasure to come here and see new faces, build new contacts, express what I'm going through on day-to-day basis. I know I talked a little, that's my world, but I think that's what is expected of me to come and talk, what my world is all about. And trust me, I'm just getting deeper and deeper in my own world. I'm not seeing the other world at all at this moment. I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be very selfish. I'm just going to be in my world. So I think my world is beautiful and I'm enjoying it and introspecting. So that's very important. So the day we become somebody popular, then we'll start looking at others' world. So I'm just being very, very self-centered at this moment. And I'll be honest. So thank you again for having me here. I know it's becoming more like an annual event. I come in the month of July and August sometime. I'll definitely find more time and see if I can interact more with you guys. Sure. We discuss, yeah. Sure. He's decided he doesn't want me to go and see movies on Saturday and Sundays. I said, okay, I'll come here. Okay, so that's all from my side, guys. Thank you again.
As rightly said, I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust the sails of my sails to always reach my destination. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring speech. We also have now the privilege of Mr. Vikas Sarkar, the batch of 2004 and 6, working with Infosys for the past 9 years. He has been part of the SAP Quality Management System in Life Science. He has been now appointed by AstraZeneca Global IT Center, Chennai. Thank you, sir.
Vikas has been my batchmate, and he's, as I said, from 2004-2006 batch. It's been how many years after we are meeting today? So, pardon if I don't know much about you today. I'll be very honest. But I remember few of our moments from college. We used to stay in hostel, and we just been very notorious. And but those memories, it's good to see you today, and could refresh the old memories is what I can say at this moment. Probably if you get a chance to speak, is he speaking today? But he should certainly talk about his journey so far in all these 9 years. So probably a big round of applause for Vikas Sarkar in the room today. Thank you.